This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Today I will talk about how your creativity is tied to your identity, what I have done to overcome my creative block and how you can too. And throughout the video you will see me working on the homework that you will also be assigned at the end of the video to help you fix your creative spirit. When I moved out of my family home at 20, I basically left everything that I had ever accumulated behind. Not only including my family, obviously, but also things like toys, toy sets, plushies, mangas, basically everything that I loved, that I had learned to love over the years of me growing up and turning into an adult. All of those things had to be left behind because I could not in my right mind pack all of it and move to a little apartment in Athens in Greece and drag all of it along with me. There was no way, there was just too much stuff, and it basically felt like leaving my childhood and everything that I have built as a matter of my personality behind. And when I arrived in Athens in Greece to live my adult life, working as a freelance and marketing junior for search engine optimization, I basically arrived in this cute, neat little apartment that didn't remind me anything of home. There was no desk for me to work on, there was no collectibles, there were no books. It was basically a very pristine, empty space, which felt a bit out of place for me. Felt disconnected, like everything that I had hoarded and learned to love in my childhood and my teen years was basically not a part of me anymore. What I am getting at is that you may feel more disconnected and more detached from things that you loved as a teen and as a kid when you are an adult now, with so much stuff on your mind that you basically don't even remember what you liked. That was basically my issue, and that was one of the things that impeded my creativity, because I basically didn't even remember who I was anymore when I didn't have all of that stuff with me. It felt like I need to build my identity from the ground up, and it's very hard to be creative when you don't even know why you want to be creative, because all my art books that I left back at home in my old family home, they're still there. Unfortunately, they're very heavy and very big, so shipping them is not really an option right now. But all of that inspiration is like basically bottled up in that home, and I didn't have any of that going into my new life of living on my own. I know so many of you that are watching are also like between my age, between 20 and 30, which is like that weird patch of 10 years that you don't really know who you are, that you are trying to figure out who you are as an adult combined with who you were as a kid. I can't say that growing up hasn't been painful, it definitely has been. But I know that this whole process of being in a new place, in a new country, in a new home, definitely brought out new passions in me and new things that I have fallen in love with. And I'm going to share some of these because I know that you guys will understand how my art is impacted by it and why I'm talking about this at all, because this will be part of your homework. Because finding out who you are now as an adult is such a vital part of you creating art for yourself, because you cannot create art without knowing who you are and what kind of art you like and what stuff inspires you. And I know many of us have lost that sense of ourselves, so we are basically going to try to reignite that today. My best friend of 10 years got me the Hilda comics by Luke Pearson last year on my birthday. It was actually my birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to me, I guess. And these are the original comics drawn by Luke Pearson. He has also released the comics of Hilda based on the series, which has a more cute style, but I just love the style of these comics. Even though it's a bit more gritty than what I would do, it's still very close to the style that I like doing. So I take so much inspiration from that, and it's very important to realize and to be able to discern what kind of art you like and what kind of art you like making, because you may like some really dark stuff, you may like some gritty stuff. Because for me personally, even though I love the style of the Luke Pearson comics, I do prefer the more cutesy style, but I take loads of inspiration from these comics as well, because it's more gritty, it has more of like a personality, to be honest. It's more different, and the fact that most of his stories are based on Scottish and Irish folklore, which I love so much. I have a tiny book on Scottish and Irish I think it's just Irish, of just Irish folklore that I love. My partner got me this little book. I am absolutely in love with it. It's just the golden gilding and the stories. I am just in love with like fairies recently, and just like Irish folk tales. It's just so good. You can clearly see that Luke Pearson has a very specific color palette that he likes using. In this tome that is called The Midnight Giant, you can clearly see that he's trying to do a lot of silhouettes and dark colors because, well, it's called The Midnight Giant, so a lot of grayscale and dark imagery is, you would kind of expect it from the title. So another thing you can do during your homework, you can see what colors and color palettes your most liked illustrations and artists use. I really like this autumny color palette. I think it's great. It's a bit too muted for me, but I think it gives it's really nice to have a color palette that you like using. I also have this book that my partner got me. This is one of my favorite books because it's basically like a field guide to Hilda. It has all the monsters, all the beasts, all the drawings, and this is like my favorite thing ever because it's so cute. It's like basically a guide to beasts and like creatures, and you all know I love beasts and creatures and making them cute. So this book is basically perfect for me. And I don't know, I just love it so much. Like you can see the inspiration, the fairy tales, the style, the textures. It's just all so beautiful, and it basically makes you feel like the world that Luke Pearson made is alive. Which, I mean, come on, that's basically what we all want when we make our art, to make it feel credible, believable, and like people would want to like dive right in and just spend days there. So I would definitely encourage you to explore what kind of things the artists that you are inspired by have been inspired by, because artists are usually almost always inspired by other things that make them make art, which is why I told you this whole story of me moving away from home and how that impacted me, because I know many of you have gone through a similar thing. And we basically have to drain inspiration from somewhere, and for Luke Pearson this was basically Scottish and Irish fairy tales, which has also impacted on me inadvertently because I have been reading only Irish and Scottish folk tales recently. One of the other things that I have come to love that I did not watch as a kid, impressively because this is a kids show, is Moomin Valley. It's one of those comfort shows for me. The characters are splendid, it's witty, it's cute, the stories are very original for each episode, the vibes are immaculate. I love Snufkin. Snufkin is like my whole vibe. Yeah, Moomin Valley, I recommend it. I think it's a wonderful series. I think anyone can take a lot from it. After watching Moomin Valley, I was obsessed with the woman that wrote these stories and these books and basically illustrations. She did illustrations as well, and I mispronounce this because she's Finnish. Her name is Tove Johansson. When I was watching Moomin Valley regularly, she has released many books. She was such an interesting person. I definitely recommend for you to check her out. An amazing person for her time. She was a writer and illustrator. She never gave up. She was in love with a guy, but then she figured out that she likes women, and then she went to live with a woman that she loved on this little island. It's just gorgeous. It's just a beautiful story. And she even wrote a book about when she would live with that woman on the island. You should definitely check out her life. It's so inspirational for her time because she was born in the 1900s. And just an amazing person all around. I definitely want to read her biography because it's so hard to be an artist these days, and basically she did so well for her time. Like, she is basically immortal now through her work, and it's basically what we all strive to be. So check out her work, check out Moomin Valley, check out her life story. I guarantee you will be inspired, and you can also maybe check out Finnish and Swedish folk tales. I mean, that's what she drew inspiration from. Turned out so well. As many of you know, last episode of the sketch series, we kickstarted our art habits by doing a daily doodle challenge. This was the first homework of the series, you can see it here. Many of the people are still continuing to do this challenge. Most people are about on day 15, I am on day 15 since we started on the day of that video. So many people are still finishing this off, but so many people participated, and it was an absolute joy seeing everyone posting the daily doodles despite their life situations. But you may be wondering, what has this got to do with learning? Well, what I noticed through us doing this challenge was the excitement for trying new things, and the confidence everyone started building to start experimenting outside of this homework, being able to gather inspiration from daily life that we may have not noticed before. Quite honestly, this tiny step of doing a doodle a day for 7 or 30 days helped kickstart and encourage people to not only draw every day, but to start exploring ways to engage with art outside of just the art homework that I assigned. Whether that was by engaging with the community on our Discord or commenting on other people's work, everyone felt inspired to start their art habits and learn more, which was ultimately the goal, and I'm so happy that so many people participated. Having ideas you can't make come true on a piece of paper can be less frustrating when you know that there are places, people and things you can learn from that can help you level up and help your visions come true. Which is exactly what you can do with today's video sponsor, Skillshare. As you probably already know, Skillshare is an online learning community that has the largest range of classes led by industry experts. Ranging from productivity, illustration, design, freelance, video editing, basically anything you can dream up, they can help you learn it. Helping you to level up your skills, hobbies and passions and take them to the next level. With the fall season upon us and the weather growing cooler, I have been getting cozy at my desk and looking forward to learning new things with a hot cup of cocoa. And if you have trouble like me with focusing, Skillshare helps you learn by doing, where you can create and share projects by completing a class. I've been following Mike Lowery's Always Drawing, How to Start and Keep a Sketchbook, which not only helps with generating ideas, but how to keep them coming to build a consistent art practice while drawing things from a day-to-day life. Mike helps you explore topics like what should you draw on your first page? Why should you even keep a sketchbook? Personally, I like to feel a sense of continuity with my learning, and that's where Skillshare shines for me. I've been finding so much value in this learning path, creative productivity, kickstart and sustain any project. With the back-to-school season already back in full swing, I cannot think of a better time to learn something new. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so get started today. An ideas notebook. You need one of these, trust me. I do not want you to do it on your phone. I mean, if it works, we do it on your phone, but that's not the point. You need one of these. Like taking out your little notebook from your pocket and like actually getting out a pen, writing down an idea with a pen on actual paper when everything that we do is digital now. Because this kind of solidifies these ideas, and I don't know about you, but it personally makes me excited having a physical place to store my ideas, because when I do not know what to draw, I basically go in here and I flick through it and I find an idea that I like, and it's so much fun like going back and seeing what kind of ideas I liked a few months ago, because they're very different to the ideas that I write down now that I want to draw. So it's also fun going back to look, and I am happy to say most of the ideas that I write down in this notebook, I do like 90% of them. Kind of impressive. I impress even myself with this. So you need one of these. This is part of your homework. You need to get an ideas notebook, preferably small, preferably not expensive, because it's gonna go through a lot if you take it everywhere. It's gonna be battered and tattered. I implore you to get one of these. This is supposed to be in your backpack. It's supposed to be beaten. You're supposed to spill milk over it, coffee, tea, whatever you want. Because let's face it, this is not gonna last. It's supposed to be battered. Mine is not battered because I don't go out that much, so there's no real need to take it anywhere because I work from home. So it's still in quite pristine condition apart from a little spill I have over here, but yeah. Expect yours to be battered. So your first homework is to do a mood board. A mood board of things that you like. This can be from real life, this can be from Pinterest. You're going to gather images of things that you like and you love, and you're going to stick them. And preferably this will include a lot of artists that you like, or TVs or series or games, or basically things that inspire you. The exercise is to fill in a template that you can find on my Gumroad or on my Coffee. You can make it yourself of course, but if you want to support the channel and support what I'm doing, you can get the templates that are ready and specifically designed to go along with this video. And last but definitely not least, you are going to do a Meet the Artist. A Meet the Artist is basically a trend that has started a long time ago on Instagram, where artists basically draw themselves as the original character, as an OC, as basically anything you want to be seen as. It can be an animal, a human, a toad if you like, I don't know. This is basically how these look. So after doing all of the bite-sized homework, this is basically your main homework of doing a Meet the Artist, so that we can learn more about each other, so that you can learn more about yourself first and foremost. And after you know what you like, you'll basically know what you like drawing as well. If you are new here, welcome to Cadbury Woodlands. My name is Pat, but I go by Berry. I am making a free sketch series that is episode by episode, chronologically, designed to help you get better with your art, to give you tips and tricks, to basically teach you how to draw. And each episode you get homework and exercise. If you want to learn more about how all of this works in depth, you can go to our Discord server and check that out. Or if you are more of a visual person, you can go and check out this video that I made that explains everything. But basically, to make it sweet and short, you do the homework, you post it on the Discord server, and you get badges for free to motivate you to learn. And that's it basically. It's very simple. You just follow the episodes and do the homework and you get badges for free. And we also have giveaways planned, and we have a new sponsor this video, so it's fun. If you would like to access the homework in a clean and well written downloadable PDF where everything is written out neatly and step by step, you can download it from my Gumroad or my Coffee for free, or you can join our Discord server where everything is written in the homework assignments tab. If you have reached the end of this video, thank you so much for watching, and I would love for you to check out my 100k Instagram account where I post most of my work. I'm currently on a break, but I will be returning to it soon. Hope to see you there. But for now, thank you for following my sketch series, and see you in a couple of weeks' time. And don't forget to do your homework. Bye bye, Cadbury signing out.